Hey, what is good, YouTube? Tempo TCG here, back on my channel, and today I'm going to be covering one of my decks that I enjoy playing the most right now on the TCG Live ladder, and that is Koraidon EX. Now, Koraidon EX is from Scarlet and Violet base. It is the ability Dino Cry. Once during your turn, you may attach up to 2 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your basic fighting Pokemon in any way you like. If you use this ability, your turn ends. It also has Wild Impact for 3 energy, which does 220. During your next turn, this Pokemon can attack. Now, Koraidon has great synergy with another Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet base, Great Tusk EX. Great Tusk has for 1 energy, Bedrock Breaker, which is 40 damage, discard a stadium in play, but we use it for its Gigantic Tusk's attack, which for 3 fighting energy does 250 damage. Great Tusk does 50 damage to itself, but Great Tusk has a monster 250 HP as a basic Pokemon. Add on to that, we've got cards like Bravery Charm, which adds an extra 50 HP, making it 300, and cards like Lake Acuity, which means our fighting type Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks. Great Tusk can be incredibly hard to knock out. We also do have this Koraidon EX, which for 3 energy does 230, which is a little bit better into Roaring Moon. This Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. It also has the Splitting Beam attack, which does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Now, we do have cards like Radiant Greninja to help us draw, and cards like Gutsy Pickaxe to help accelerate energy. We are a fairly turbo deck, so cards like Trekking Shoes are in the deck. We do play 3 copies of Ultra Ball, 4 VIPs, and then we play a Hisuian Heavy Ball in case we prize anything. And lastly, just 1 Choice Belt and 14 energies, and that's kind of it for the deck. We do also play Grant, which if you don't know what Grant does, during this turn, your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, helps us hit a little bit better numbers. During your turn, if this Grant is in your discard pile, you may discard 2 cards, accept any Grant from your hand. If you do, put Grant into your hand. Grant can be really good for swinging big damage on some Pokemon, and let's just jump into the video. Let's see how the deck performs. Looks like our opponent chose heads, so that means they are going to be flipping the coin. Let's see what it lands on. It lands on tails, so we get option. We are going to choose to go first, as we want to just get set up and start swinging turn 2 as easily as we can. We're not really ever swinging turn 1, even if we go second, so I do think that going first is just better in this game. We don't get any basics. It's kind of a theme with this deck, is we're going to mulligan probably a good amount. Let's see what we're playing against here. Our opponent sets up basic Pokemon in the active spot. Nothing else as of yet, though. We're going to mulligan. This is a usable starting hand. We're going to start Koraidon, and we're going to see what they flip over. They're picking their number of mulligans here. Probably just going to pick the 1, because why would you not? Let's see what we go into. Home Feast. So this is a Lost Zone deck. Lost Zone decks can be kind of difficult, but kind of easy. It kind of depends what we're playing against. Giratina can be... It can be a deck. Grant does help that matchup a lot. We're going to concealed card. Actually, we're going to Nest Ball first. We're going to Nest Ball into this Great Tusk, as if it is Tina, we do want it to be able to swing. Choice Belt on Great Tusk is really strong. Gutsy Pickaxe here. We're going to attach this fighting energy. We're going to concealed cards. See what you go into here. Concealed cards into another Gutsy Pickaxe. That is A-okay. Another fighting energy. 2 for 2 off the Gutsies is really, really good. And then here, we're just going to Dino Cry our 1 back on a Great Tusk. And there we go. We've got our Switch Cart for next turn, too. We can either hit Bedrock Breaker or Gigantic Tusks, depending on what we hit. If we can get a Grant into play, Bedrock Breaker is actually pretty good into Lost Zone Giratina or Lost Zone variants, as it does swing that 70 damage. But I'm not really sure what variant we are playing against yet. They're going to Nest Ball here. Assuming for another Comfey, that just makes the most sense. Might be Rad Ninja too. For another Comfey, like I thought, they're hopefully going to start flower selecting here or use a Chorus. They're going to Nest Ball again. And let's see what they grab off this Nest Ball. I'm assuming another Comfey is a little bit wild. 3 Comfey is a good amount. You probably don't need that many, but what do I know about Lost Zone? They're going to Chorus here. Let's see what they ditch into their Lost Zone here. Hopefully, we don't see any grass energies, because that does mean it's Giratina, but maybe Giratina is easier as it's 2 prizes. This is looking like it's definitely going to be Ogre Box because of Recycler. Ogre is really, really scary for us, as, well, our Pokemon just can't take the hits. Sableye sets them up, and then Ogre just murders them. They're going to start flower selecting. Let's see what their choice is here. They are going to dump what looks to be a boss's orders. So that had to be a very good card that they just put into their hand. Let's see what else they can get going here. They've definitely got a Jet Energy. There we go. Jet Energy is going to help them get 2 more Flower Selectings. That's going to get them to 5 this turn, which is pretty good. Oh, they're just retreating right away. Okay, yep. That might have been missequencing a little bit. I think they forgot to Flower Selecting. Now they're going to Flower Selecting. That is unfortunate for them that they completely missequenced that and went to retreat right away. But you know what? Sometimes it's got to work in our favor. Let's see what they're going into here. They're going to Switch Cart into the other Comfey. Waste that Switch Cart. That's fine with me. No Cramorant this turn is kind of not great for them. But you know what? I take it. I don't really care what they get. They're going to Flower Selecting. They've now dumped a Water Energy. That's pretty good, actually. Water Energy and Escape Rope. Escape Rope would kind of help us, but... Beach Court's not a bad card for us because if we go into Radiant Greninja, he retreats for free. So if they were to rope, Radiant Greninja would be what we go into here. We're going to Concealed cards right away. Concealed cards into the Lake Acuity and the VIP. The VIP is kind of useless. We're going to go Lake Acuity. Bump that. We are going to go... maybe we're going to Arven first. We're going to see what we can grab off this Arven. I think a Trekking Shoes is pretty okay. And then I'm thinking another Bravery Charm. We're just going to Trekking Shoes to see what we can hit through our deck here. Boss, we probably do want Boss into our hand. So Boss is a pretty good card there. We're going to Bravery Charm this Koraidon. Then we're going to Switch Cart. And we're just going to hit it with Gigantic Tusks. 50 to ourselves is a lot. Especially when we're just killing a Comfey. But I think that 1 prize lead could be pretty good because now if they do play a 2 prizer, we can tunnel it out really easily. Lumineon for Grant means next turn we can Bedrock Breaker for a knockout, assuming they don't swing Great Tusk. They obviously have to promote a Comfey, so let's see what Comfey they promote. Here comes one. Let's see if they get a Colress right off the bat. Not looking like they're doing a lot right now. That's kind of the issue with TCG Live is some players are way slower than others. They're going to use Flower Selecting. Let's see what they dump now. I believe this would put them to 6. They're going to dump a Grass Energy, so they probably are playing Giratina, just Recycler Giratina, which is definitely... It's definitely interesting. There's the Colress coming out. Let's see what they're going to throw away. The Lost Zone decisions are a little bit long, but you know what? Sometimes when you're playing TCG Live, you're just learning. So fellas, if you're learning, they dumped 2 more energies. This is probably really bad. 4 energy in the Lost Zone when your Lost Zone is only 8 is really bad, especially if you're playing Giratina or Kyogre Box, as it just kind of means your resource management isn't great. They also have dumped a Recycler. Here's the Giratina here. We are going to tunnel this Giratina though. Just Boss next turn would make it... It would kind of just seal the deal for this matchup. We do have another Bravery Charm, but it's not really helpful right now. We're going to see what our top deck is, though. I don't know what their idea here is. If they get a Jet Energy, that'd be okay. Escape Rope. We can Escape Rope here into Rad Ninja. I think it's easier to get out of. I'm assuming they're going to go into the other Comfey. That just, to me, makes the most sense. There's the other Comfey coming out. They're obviously going to go into another Flower Selecting. This should get them to 7, I do believe. Oh, no, 9. Sorry. They did play a Colress. This does to get them to 9. Let's see what they dump here. This decision's taken a little bit longer than the other Flower Selecting, so I'm assuming this is a tough one. We'll see what happens when they discard something. Discarding a Colress, that had to be a really tough decision. Colress is not really something you want to be discarding. You're already at 9, though, so you're probably okay. If we don't top deck an energy here, we are in trouble. Especially because we bumped away their Beach Court, but I still think it's probably the correct play to bump away that Beach Court. Let's see if they can get anything else cooking here, and if not, hopefully we can capitalize this turn. They're going to bench another Giratina. That is not the worst ever. Gigantic Tusks does one-shot Giratina. So I think we're doing okay. They're going to attach a Psychic to Giratina. If they have a switch into Abyss Seeking, that'd be pretty sweet. That would allow us to Lumineon here. Lumineon. Okay, they're not going to do anything here. We do top deck the Fighting Energy, which is really okay. I really think that potentially just the Attach, Retreat, and then Lumineon for... we're going to Attach, Retreat, and then actually I do think Boss is still the correct play because they're probably just swinging us anyways. Although we don't really have any other attackers, so I do think that maybe just going for the Boss play is bad, but I don't know how well set up they are, so Gigantic Tusks could really hurt here. 280 for the knockout on this Giratina. Hopefully they can't set up anything this turn. We're going to take our 2 prizes. If they do have the V-Star in hand, we're kind of in a predicament, but that's okay because we just send up Rad Ninja and we just tank a turn while we Dino Cry. We're going to go into Comfy here. Obviously into a Flower Selecting. We haven't hit any of our Ionos or anything, so the disruption hasn't really been there yet. We are up 3-6 though, so it is looking pretty okay for us. This is a slower start for Giratina. They didn't get any out turn 1, so the turn 2 they couldn't really swing. Flower Selecting here. God, I'm yawning. They do discard a Switch Cart, so they probably have a way to switch in hand. They're going to bench another Giratina. A couple of Giratinas is definitely interesting. They're going to go into the V-Star here. If they don't have the Mirage Gates to swing here, we do have the Lumineon for the other boss. I think double boss would be crazy play into this and we'll probably just guarantee the win. But let's see what happens here. Because I think we just start Concealed Card. Okay, they do get the 1 attached. They are probably going to have the gate just so that they can swing here with the Star Requiem. I'm assuming they're going to Star Requiem. They might just go Lost Impact, as Lost Impact doesn't really kill Koraidon as long as we have like Acuity up, which is perfectly fine for me. Like, I'm fine with Koraidon tanking a Lost Impact. They do have the Mirage Gate. Now, let's see if they do have the Switch Card in hand, though. They can't use Jet anymore, so that's okay because they did attach for turn. Let's see what they Mirage Gate here. 20 cards in deck. Do they have... How many energies do they have left? They do have 2 energies there, so they are going to be able to swing this Great Tusk, so we're in a little bit of a tight spot. They do have the Switch Cart, so Great Tusk is going to die. We're going to promote Rad Ninja here. And then we are just going to Concealed Cards. We do need Great Tusk here. We do need another one, but we do have Dino Cry and Nest Ball. So another Great Tusk is easy to achieve. Depending if they Star Requiem or Lost Impact here, this will kind of decide how the rest of this game is played out. They do have 2 grass already in the Lost Zone, so going 1 more grass, I believe, would probably be all of their grass energies. They are going to Roxanne us. That is super, super, super tough. Hopefully we can at least get into an energy to conceal cards. We do get Great Tusk, which isn't the worst ever. Top deck energy would be pretty cool. Top deck a draw supporter would be really cool. There's Rad Ninja coming down a little bit late in the game for him, but let's see what attack they're going to hit us with. Sableye comes down as well. Sableye isn't really a threat to us overly. I think it could have been scary if they didn't kill this Great Tusk, or if this Great Tusk had to swing for another 50 on itself. But I think in the current state of the game, they are going to Star Requiem, so they probably don't know that they cannot just one-shot this Koraidon EX. We're just going to go into this Rad Ninja here. We don't really have an answer to this Giratina right now. This is kind of the issue with the deck. It kind of like falls off after a little bit, like later in the game. It's pretty good early in the game. Like as we saw, we were swinging pretty easily. We're going to go Ultra Ball here for... Ultra Ball for Lumineon could be really solid for just a research. I think that actually could be probably the best play we have. We're going to Ultra Ball for Lumineon. Now this does put a 2 prize liability on the board. We're going to use Luminous Sign here. We're going to grab Research. Maybe Iono's better, but we're actually grabbing Research because Iono puts us to 3, and 3 is definitely not where we want to be at. We do get a couple we do get Lake Acuity, a couple energies. Switch Cart, Trekking Shoes, all okay cards. We probably don't want this Switch Cart, to be honest. Let's see if we can get potentially another Great Tusk. We're going to Hisuian Heavy here. We're going to grab our Great Tusk. We're going to bench this Great Tusk. I think we can attach for turn to Great Tusk and then Gutsy Pickaxe. Gutsy into another Gutsy Pickaxe. Into a Koraidon. This is probably okay here. I'm thinking we can probably go Dino Cry onto Great Tusk. 1-2, end our turn. I don't think there's anything else we needed to do last turn. And now it's on them. If they want to swing this Radiant Greninja, they're going to have to Lost Impact it because nothing else one-shots it and their bench is locked. I actually don't mind the position we're in right now. Lumineon on the bench is scary, especially if they have the boss's orders and this Great Tusk goes down. I do think we are probably in a losing position. They have the other V-Star, which is pretty fine. Hopefully we can just find a Grant eventually. We only have a 21 card deck. They have Mirage Gate, which kind of makes me think they're probably going to go for the impact play here. Let's see what energies they still have. I'm surprised they still have energies in their deck. They've gone through a lot of them. Like, there's 2 water in here. There's 2 grass in here. 1 grass in play. 2 psychic. 3 psychic. Man, I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. I got a great night's sleep too. They do attach 2 energies here, 1 water, 1 psychic, so they are probably going to Lost Impact our Radiant Greninja here, which is really good for us. Now I guess we kind of just have to pray and hope that we can find our Professor, or our Grant, because Grant does help us get into the Gigantic Tusk's knockout on Giratina, which would kind of just checkmate the game. They do have the boss. So that is super unfortunate for us. They're going to boss up this Great Tusk, which probably just means we lose. It's kind of unfortunate. We did just get that set up, but you know what? Sometimes that happens in the game. Lost Impact there does swing for the knockout. As unfortunate as that is, that's sometimes just how the game goes. And then that's probably... I think we're probably losing this game here. They're going to have to discard 2. They're going to discard that 1 water. We can go into Koraidon and kind of just bait that they think that they're one-shotting it. But Koraidon cannot physically one-shot Giratina, so it's not the best spot for us. We can hit this Ultra Ball here on Koraidon, not Research, Koraidon and VIP. Koraidon VIP, we don't really have a way to safely kill these Giratinas. We've got no more Great Tusk, we've got no recovery. We're gonna bench this Koraidon, I guess. We're gonna Trekking Shoes. Sure, we'll put this in our hand and then we'll conceal cards. There's Grant, but I think it's gonna be too late for us now. We've got no way to swing this Giratina effectively. He's able to swing us next turn, so it's probably not looking great. I think we just Switch Cart into Rad Ninja here. And then I think we're gonna Research. I think Research is fine because we can always grab Grant next turn, but Grant's not really going to be doing too much for us. Bravery Charm, Trekking Shoes. Trekking Shoes for boss is probably okay. And then we're just going to Dino Cry back onto this Koraidon. If they do a boss, then that is game. So I guess we're just going to wait and see if they do. Their turn now. If they have boss, that's GG's unfortunately, but sometimes that's how the game works. We did run out of juice, and Giratina is just absolutely busted in this current format. It's looking like they're doing nothing at the current moment. Maybe they don't have anything in hand to do. Maybe they're going to have to Lost Impact this Rad Ninja. That would be pretty okay for me because then they're really out of energies. I'm not sure if they Lost Impact here, if they have any way to continue to swing, because they're going to have to discard this grass, and the other grass is on Giratina. If they go... Okay, they are going to pass on us, which is probably okay here. We can attach return to... We can concealed attach retreat, swing Wild Impact, and then Wild Impact I think is pretty okay too. We can go... we don't have the switch. We can go... Iono them to 2, I think. This attach retreat is feeling okay. There's no real point in us grabbing Grant. We might as well grab it out of our discard pile just with the 2 VIPs though. Iono and Boss are both okay cards for us to have. They're going to be swinging with Lost Impact here. We do probably want to have something else set up. Grant brings us up to 250. And then we can Splitting Beam for knockout next turn. I think this is actually pretty okay. Dino Cry for 250. Splitting Beam with Grant is a knockout next turn. Let's see what their answer for us here is. They don't have the boss because they didn't boss last turn. They might not have any answers here. If they lost impact, they're going to get us really weak. Sableye, then our biggest threat. But if they do have the knockout here, or if they do have the Stadium Bump knockout, that's unfortunate. If they do swing lost impact and see the Sableye play, that's also unfortunate. They're going to conceal the cards away this Jet Energy into 2 cards. They have played double boss, I do believe. And I think most Tina only play 2 boss. Oh no, they've only played 1 boss. They're going to Clara here. Clara is kind of scary. Just because they have that 1 Psychic in there and they can attach that to Sableye and kind of just set up a checkmated board. But I think here, if they swing knockout, we just boss up the Sableye, but we don't really have a way to knock it out. I think here we just kind of lose. Unless we can get any sort of switch card, but I believe we've been through them all. We have been through all 3 switch cards, so this is probably just game. Unless we boss up this other Giratina and start setting it up. But they do have probably an energy in hand. Let's see if they take the energy off Sableye. If they do, that'd be hilarious. I'm assuming they're just going to take 2 off the Tina V-Star. Because the Tina V-Star is dying this turn. Yeah, they do take 2 off the Tina V-Star. We can probably just sit on this Tina V-Star here. While we power up our other Pokemon. Because if we can boss Sableye, I think we just win. I'm going to attach here. I'm going to Nest Ball. I don't think there's anything in the deck that's going to help us. There is not. We can just boss up this other Giratina here. Actually, I think we're fine to just sit. Maybe Dino Cry is good. I think we're going to sit pass here onto... I think we're going to go into this Koraidon. If they have the attack, they win anyways. So this is probably correct. And then we're going to Dino Cry. We're going to go 1 and 2. And we're just going to hope that they don't have an energy to attach to win the game. Because if they don't have a way to switch out into this Sableye here, then they don't have win, and then we can just boss Sableye. So sometimes passing is really, really good. Both board states, we're both looking okay. I do believe they are out of energy, though. Because they've got 4 Psychic committed, 4 Grass committed, 3 Water gone. 1, 2 Jet are gone, so they probably still have a Jet in deck. So next turn, if we can hit the boss's orders... Well, next, if they pass here, we do hit the boss's orders on Sableye. And I do believe that might set up game for us. I think we're out of our other boss, though, because we already bossed a 1 Giratina, right? So, yeah. Boss's orders here on this Sableye is okay. And then we're just going to swing with our Gaia Press for knockout. I think Gaia Press is okay. We do have Iono for next turn. Just so that we don't deck out, because that's something we really don't want to do. We're going to grab our prize card here. It's a fighting energy. Let's see what they can make happen. Let's see what they can cook. They do go into Comfy, so they can start flower selecting. I'm not sure what they're flower selecting for. Unless they play like 5 counts of energies. Even Jet Energy isn't really good. Cramorant is pretty strong right now, though. But Gaia Press still just shuts off Cramorant and just kills them. Maybe here we can go Grant's... No, Spitting Beam still doesn't really help. Actually, Splitting Beam I think is the best play, because Splitting Beam in 2 turns can one-shot Giratina. So I think Splitting Beam is actually probably our best bet right here. They do have Sableye. The other Sableye is super scary. But if we Splitting Beam and they don't have a way out of Sableye, then I think we're okay. How many switch cards have they gone through here? They've gone through... 1 rope, 2 cart. They do have Mirage Gate, but do they have 2 energy in deck is the thing I'm kind of thinking of. They have no energy in deck. Like I thought that everything was committed. They haven't really been through a lot of switch cards. I think they probably play 4 or 5. They've been through 3, so they probably still have 1 more. That is a little bit scary. They do concede, so that's going to be the game. I think they knew we had it just based off Spitting Beam twice. If they had no energy, that wins us the game. So yeah, guys, that was Koraidon EX. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want to see more videos, what deck you want to see next. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.